Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing in the hardcore Breach League as a solo self-found Necromancer. Level 86, and today we're gonna do Vaal City for the unlock. Tier 6. Hunters have a chance to avoid status ailments, they do extra damage as fire, and as we get a Zana's mod, this map's modifiers to quantity also applies to rarity. And it also gives us 20% pack size, and of course whenever we run pack size, we're morally obligated to also run beyond for that. So, this could get fun.
This was not the first civilization to believe itself the greatest, and it will not be the last.
Yeah, the outer edges of the map here don't show up on the minimap, it's only the ledges here. See if we can stick to the outsides of the map first, just mark things and then slowly work our way inwards. Okay, you need some attention, yes. Lots of stuff happening up there, and down here they seem to be ignoring me, which of course is their mistake. Oop. Now they're not ignoring me. Nice. Six sockets always good. Words, they are difficult today. Ooh, race course, that is nice. That is a map I could do with a couple more copies for. So if we have enough / too many, I can turn one of them into cells, and that is exactly the map I'm looking for. Okay, I'm kind of veering away from the edges here. Ooh, look at this density of mobs here. We're gonna get some minor demons, and with a bit of luck, maybe a greater one. In the previous map I run, I had the good fortune of having fun with Abaxov. He jumped out of a strongbox, which is of course not where you expect the end of all that is to be hiding, but Abaxov is a little bit like the Spanish Inquisition. You never expect him. Okay. That's another minor demon spawn. And you are mucking about with corpses. Oh yeah, this is just the bridge. Okay, I'm completely going around randomly here. I think they've been ghost touched. Not quite sure why I think that, but I think a ghost might have been around here. Oi, you. Yes. You are a wannabe. They are just Abaxov fanboys. I see them for what they truly are. Abaxov really just seems to combine all the attacks of all the other demons. Oh, most of the attacks, because he doesn't have the Vaal detonate that I later discovered. And let's do our first loot run.
How are your maps?
Here's I have some things for sale. And we'll just have to work that one. higher tier maps, that's nice. Racecourse, we've already done it, so it's up there. Catacombs, we've also done that. Then a lower tier map, you are the
Need a
unlucky
map?
one. I've been sacrificing so many lower tier maps into chisels that tier 1 and tier 2 maps I'm really low on, and there's the tier 3 and the tier 4 ones that now are becoming my standard chisel fodder. So they are just stuck on the other side. Fair Grace's Tricorn, I suppose. Okay, small demon spawn. And indeed, Fair Grace's Tricorn. Can't be shocked. Okay, they are trickling in from the other side. Oh, apparently they're done trickling. And that is this edge of the map. Nice. Now we can just trace it back and then we know exactly within which lines we can stay. River in the middle is kind of unfortunate because it does separate things. Vaal City is probably not the best map if you're trying to summon demons. No, it's a waste. It's a waste Zana map. If you have it. Wait, what? We're already full. What's on you? Well, then we empty our pockets and we move on.
Learn anything new?
Like so. And currency goes in here. Academy. Pretty swirly. That's this one. Oh. Actually have enough academies to upgrade it.
Need a map?
We get a spider lair out of it. Nice. This is level 74. Nice. I probably should hand in some chaos recipes soon. And this was a level 12, I think. Let's go. Next. Ah, there's more. How cute. Tutor up from a burn. That's always nice. Slowly drawing everybody over here. Interestingly, I'm actually running relatively low on ID scrolls, so I'm trying my best to just pick up all the scrolls I can. And we get ourselves a breach. Nice. That's more opportunities for demons. But first, let's trace some outlines here. Just to know that we don't get a bunch of add-ons or things like that from this side. Similarly, on the other side, we are getting relatively close to the boss fight, so might as well do that first. Yo. Crimson Jewel. Efficient training. Int to strength. One is just getting degent. This is clear enough. And indeed there's no boss fight yet, so it's good. For here, we want skeletons on all the levels, just to do something with it. Just get our corpses spread out. And then Army of the Damned combined with all the stuff here. Okay, this is a soft breach. Oh, clasped hand up there. Okay, let's get out. Oh. Want to click on that clasped hand. That was not quite the plan. Minions. I need more minions. What the fuck? Oh, wow. So there goes my plan for trying to hit level 90. Level 86 and a half. New personal record. Not quite what I was going for. So, yeah. Defeated by a soft breach on the Vaal city. Just after facing Abuxov and living. Yeah. Just another reminder that in Path of Exile, death never comes from the things that you expect. It's always when you don't expect it. And in this case, the breach was going rather well. Taking some fire damage, figured let's go towards the hand. At least I'm not taking fire damage anymore then. And tricky to click it. And then we were taking a lot of damage from the rear. Already teleported my minions in, trying to actually get some attack on the thing. But wasn't enough. So, as always, I'll be reviewing the video and then I'll record a proper ending to this. So, soon. Hello again. So, in the background we have a VLC loaded up with the video that I just recorded. So, it's going to be a video in a video. Just to see what the heck actually happened, because I've watched the video, I watched it in slow motion, I've watched it in frame by frame, and because there's just so many visual effects going on in the final bit, it's really hard to pinpoint exactly what went wrong. But let's go through it, and let's have a look. So we have the breach here, we are preparing for it, summoning our skeletons as some temporary minions, basically to hold the attention of whatever is gonna come. Get some corpses about, again, just to prepare, and then we kick it off. We get swarmed by minions, but because we have so much support, the enemies are basically being held at bay. There's already, now you see, this is a soft breach. There's a lot of these big flame pillars going on, and in addition to doing damage at the base, they make it really difficult to see what the heck is going on. And that is what is going to be annoying later on as well when trying to determine what went wrong. But early on, we are located in a very nice spot because we're not getting hit by these initial flame pillars. And then one pops up here. That does quite some damage. And it reduces our energy shield. And as a response to that, I need to get away from the flame pillar because it's doing damage to us. And because I spotted the clasped hand, I figured, let's go there. Let's see if we can do the click the clasped hand, get through to the other side. But just so many item drops already that once I'm here, I'm actually just hiding the items because I want to see what the heck is happening. And from the looks of it, it's not that exciting. There's a couple of red health bars for enemies. There's a couple of green health bars for our minions. And there's a bit of an even match. Our minions have just divided rather nicely, and they are just keeping enemies occupied in different places. See, we have been taunted by something. And as a result, we'll just walk over to a bit of a clear space and we re-enable the items and see, okay, I want that clasped hand over there. So, try to click it, but there's a scroll underneath, and instead I pick up the scroll. Then the flame pillar appears, so let's get out of here. So indeed, that's exactly what we do. We managed to get out because we were taking damage, and we were down to about here in terms of our life. Again, we're in a clear space, trying to just regroup and see if we can go at it again. We are being pursued by this rare here, Grey Crush the Soul Eater. Extra fire damage, life regen, allies move and attack faster, resist elemental damage. So faster attacks and extra fire damage make him pretty dangerous. And also keep in mind, this is a map that also has extra fire damage as a modifier. So he does quite a bunch of extra damage. We get hit, our defensive things kick in. We are face runned, so we are blurred out, 80% less aggro. As a result, enemies should lose a bunch of our interest and focus on minions. The thing is, the closest minion is over there, and there's another one, and another one over there, and over there, but nothing is truly nearby. But of course, being attacked, I want the protection of my minions, so that's the next thing I do. I cast Convocation to summon my minions in, so that's all 6 of the zombies, 2 Spectres and a Golem. They just get popped down, and they try to defend me. And because I'm phased out, they should do a reasonable job of just pulling aggro away from me. But that's not really happening, because I think this... the rare is still going here, we're still taking damage. This big flame pillar, of course, doesn't really help, because it's just doing damage to some of the minions here. But we ourselves are not standing in it. We're standing just next to it, just like with the initial setup. And here is where things get creative really quickly. So I've already hit a life flask because we were nearly topped up. Just figured let's do a regenerating life flask. And here we get hit for a big bite. And at this point, before I can react, we get hit again. And then again. And then gets 1 or 2 more frames. And then we get the "you have died" before a health is even gone. And of course, the next frame after that, we are empty. So we went to full health, to empty, more or less in the blink of an eye. That's less than half a second. And yeah, I don't think I could have responded to that, even if I knew it was gonna happen, because it just went too quickly. And this one caught me off guard. This is, most of the time, the soft breaches are the least dangerous ones. And it is the tool ones with the cold and the big golems. Those can be pretty nasty because it's just difficult to move around. And the S breaches with those ball lightnings that are standing in place, those also hurt quite a bit, especially if you get one underneath you. Here, the flame pillars, they hurt if they're on top of you, and they make it difficult to see what the heck is happening. And if you just look at this area, it's almost like it's a surreal painting instead of a clear picture of a battlefield. And that's, yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, and then of course the thing disappears. Most of the enemies actually seem to just get killed relatively quickly after that as well by the golem and the last of the specters. But of course, minions that die, they leave behind a caustic cloud that just chews through the enemies. But it doesn't help us, because now we are dead. So that kind of throws my plans off for the last couple of weeks before the next league. Because my plan was to do some of the tier 5, 6, 7 maps, build up a solid tier 6, tier 7 mapping pool, and from that move into tier 8, move into tier 9, move into tier 10, and at least see if I could touch just a single red map, just to have just have made it there. And after that, during the final week before the next league, see if we could do a couple of the Breach Lords. Because, well, Breaches, they are not the strength of this build. This build, oh, it's slower, it's more meticulous, and it uses damage over time, and it's not an insane amount of damage over time. It's just a appropriately scaling amount of damage over time. But it's not a god tier build. So Breaches, they are the weak point of this build, because Breaches, it's a timed mechanic. The Breach expands as long as you keep killing. So the more kills you get per second, the longer it keeps expanding. And yeah, if you can't do that, then of course it's only going to be open for a limited amount of time. And a slower build like this, it's not a mechanic that naturally suits me. The previous video where I did the Abaxoth fight, that's a tough, challenging fight, but the fact that I could backtrack across half of the map in order to deal with it and just do hit and run attacks, that's the kind of playstyle, the kind of fight that suits this build. If you're locked into a small confined area with a bunch of angry monsters and you can't really get out and there's only going to be more monsters coming in, not the natural strength of the build. I figured so far the breaches have been rather doable. And it felt like things were under control, but apparently that is... Oh, yeah, it goes right until it no longer goes right. And I don't think with this build I could have really done anything differently in this fight to stay alive. Just looking back at the decisions I made for the fight, it looks like I made them correctly. Whenever I was taking damage, I tried to get away into a safe spot, regroup, go back in. And that's a strategy I've been using with all the breaches for the entire league. Whenever I'm taking damage, get to a safe spot, concentrate all the minions, summon new minions if the Army of the Damned is available, use that, resummon the golem, do whatever needs to be done in order to just get some cluster clouds up, and get some minions up, and push out in order to create a safe space. And that's been working rather well so far. In this case, we had a particularly tenacious rare that really was fond of me and in the end got the better of me. Well, that's hardcore. Death is a natural part of hardcore, and no, I wouldn't want to play it any other way. The excitement, the risk of dying, that is what keeps it interesting to me. It's also what makes me cautious and paranoid as hell sometimes. But no, if I were to play this on standard, then there's nothing on the line, and yeah, it just doesn't feel the same. So, this is just part of it. For practical things, of course, this is going to be the final episode for this series in the Breach Hardcore League. The character will be moved over to the Standard League, and we'll just have to see what we're going to do. Because we can't just simply continue mapping in the Standard League. We actually have a better, richer mapping pool in Standard. So I think that is going to be the best course of action just to keep the series going. The fact that we're no longer on the hardcore, but that we are on Standard, also means that we can be a bit more aggressive with things. I don't have to be as cautious as I always been. But of course, we no longer have the breaches. So for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series so far. It's too bad that we died before we could push just a little bit further. But I think on standard for that last week, we can still have some fun. Bye bye.